Hey guys, after it's all said and done, it looks like we're finally at the end of the Adidas Yeezy era with the last few restocks and price drops on certain Yeezy models. With this era coming to an end, I want to go over my top 5 favorite Adidas Yeezys, with the only caveat that I have to currently own and have them in my possession. I've gone through, bought, and sold so many Yeezys over the past 9 years, but there are 5 or 6 that I really love and have kept in my collection or have repurchased recently during this final restock. The list may not be surprising to most of you. I think we share the same opinions of certain Yeezy models, so I want you guys to list your top 5 favorites in the comments below. No list is actually complete without an honorable mention, so before we officially get into my top 5, I have to share a pair of Yeezys that I currently don't have, but I did back in 2016 when they released, and it's the gray glow-in-the-dark 750s. These are an honorable mention since I don't currently own them, but if I did, these would easily have been number 2 on my list. I was so hyped I could finally have a pair of 750s back then after missing out so many times, but unfortunately they were a half size too small and I ended up selling them. I waited all these years hopeful for a re-release, but it never came. One day I may end up pulling the trigger and buying my size to finally complete my collection. Now on to my top 5, and my number 5 pick is the Foam Runner. I remember how hyped and polarizing these were when they first dropped, but I absolutely loved them when I first saw them, especially with the shape and how different it was compared to all the other sneakers that were dropping at that time. You can see this pair is really worn in now, and it's actually not by me, but my brother. These are actually not that comfortable for me since I sit between sizes at a 10.5. These are a 10 and an 11 is slightly too big that it slips off when I walk in them. So I gave these away, but recently I got them back when he moved and wasn't wearing them as much. I'll wear these on occasion, especially during the summer as a slipper replacement, but I do still love the shape and how they look on feet, even after all these years. At number 4, we have the insulated boots. First seen in the Yeezy Season 8 fashion show along with the knit runner boots, these are definitely another polarizing pair that either people really love or people really love to make fun of, and I think I fall right in the middle. You won't see a lot of people wearing these today, and even when they first released it was so hard to style with, and seeing a bunch of different celebrities and influencers wearing them made for some interesting discussions, with only a couple that I think that really pulled them off. But even after saying all that, I really love how these boots look on their own, especially at the side with the look of the rugged sole. And during this time in 2021, I feel like these boots were a breath of fresh air among all the re-releases of the slides, 500s and 350 V2s. These are the original pair from 2021, and I remember filming a video of these back then, thinking to myself how crazy these were. At number 3, I have the 950 boots in the pirate black colorway, and the only color that re-released. Originally first released in 2015, I think with Yeezy Season 1, I remember grabbing a couple of pairs on sale while I was in college. I never received more compliments on any other sneaker than I did with these boots at that time. The boots definitely stood out among all the Jordans and Nikes, and I didn't think too much of it until when styles like the duck boots and other rain boots became popular. I went ahead and bought another pair for the nostalgia during the re-release. Is it worth $600? No, but you could definitely find pairs for close to half the price, and the material and construction is fundamentally the same from 2015 if I remember correctly. In this video I'm showing them loose first and then laced up and tightened, and the look is generally the same to me, but when loose it's super easy to slip in and out of, which makes wearing these even better and my go-to during the rainy season. If you haven't seen my original video of these, I went with a size 10, a half size down from my regular Yeezy size, and the size I originally got in 2015. It's a slightly snug fit, so I do recommend going to your true size for Yeezy if you prefer a looser fit. At number 2, I have the desert boots, and I would have shown the rock colorway if I still had it or if I was able to grab a pair, but these are the salts. I originally had the rock colorway when they first dropped with Adidas, but the sizing was so small I had to sell it, but I've always loved the shape and how these looked on feet, so when the opportunity came during the final restock, I tried to grab another pair. Unfortunately, I missed out on both the rock and oil color, but decided to pull the trigger on the salts anyway, and I'm glad I got to grab a pair. The salts definitely have more of a bluish tint to them in person, which I didn't really realize. I highly recommend going full size up from your usual Yeezy size. I went with a 10.5 to an 11.5, and these fit me perfectly for me, and similar to how a Yeezy 700 Boost would fit. These look amazing on feet, and you could basically get away with wearing anything with them. The boots are one of a few that are actually worth the $200 retail price they command, and you could probably grab the salts for less than retail since they're still available in most sizes on Adidas. To no one's surprise, my number one pick is the Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 Wave Runner. It's not a shocking choice and honestly probably most people's number one pick for their favorite Adidas Yeezy. At this point it's just a classic and still pretty sought after even with all the restocks over the years. This is probably my 4th or 5th pair and my last dead stock pair in my collection, and I have no plans of ever letting it go at this point. I even love wearing other colorways of the 700s like the mauve and the inertia colors, but honestly the Wave Runners are on a different level. They still look amazing on feet, especially with the sportier look from 2018, and they'll still be talked about years from now.